This is Rock and Roll English. Real people, real English. Here's your host, Martin Johnston.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Rock and Roll English. Episode number 144, baby. Oh yeah. In today's episode I speak to Clarification Charlie about, well, have a think. Do you know what day it is today? It is a very, very special day. It is Things That Suck Day. I know. I don't know why this day exists either. If you don't know what that means, it's an American term for things that are shit, basically. Things that are annoying. Americans say, that sucks, man. And one of the Americans, I imagine, created a day for it, which is stupid, but I must say that, as you know, I love to moan. Remember, moan is another word for complain. So this episode is absolutely perfect for me. Remember, all of the vocabulary is on the website, rockandrollenglish.com. Go there, find it, use it, etc. If you want the transcript and if you want to listen to my boring voice every day, then go to rockandrollenglish.com/family. Anyway, here is the episode. I will speak to you all again at the end. Happy listening. Clarification Charlie, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, Martin. How are you?
Always fantastic, Charlie. Always fantastic. It's so wonderful to hear a woman's voice after all of those boys.
Thank you very much. I know it's been really lacking the kind of female input, hasn't it?
Exactly. Lacking no more, though. Here she is.
Indeed.
Here she is. So I'm not going to ask you if you think we have a review for today's show because I stupidly just told you. Okay, so yes, we do have a review. Okay, I answered the question correctly. Okay, so it is from Krasoseskala. I'm apologising now for that pronunciation of your name. As I always say, I'm not very good at this. But let's move on with the review. It says, amazing place to improve your English and surround yourself with an English atmosphere. Makes you laugh out loud wherever you are. In Russia, it's not very common even to smile when you're walking around the town on your own. But these guys change the situation. I don't care. That is the rock and roll spirit I like. Thank you, Nelly.
I know. That was a really good one. Thank you very much, Nelly. That was great.
That was a really good one. So, clarification, Charlie, I have got another question for you, though.
All right.
Do you know what we're talking about today?
No, I don't. And it always makes me very scared.
Nobody knows, though. Okay. It's all part of the thrill. Okay. The thrill, the excitement. So I did about 10 minutes research as usual and found out what day it is today. And I realised, we have all of these special days like, I don't know, computer day, drinking wine day, stuff like this. Today is things that suck. Okay. I know what you're thinking. Clarification, Charlie. Okay. It's nothing sexual. Okay. We're not talking about suck in that kind of way, okay?
And I was actually thinking that.
That disgusting. You disgust me with your filthy mind. So if you have a filthy mind, you think in sort of sexual ways all the time. We're using it in the American kind of way of things that suck, things that are just shit. Okay.
Oh, okay.
When it's not really a British thing to say, oh, that sucks, man. That's, a very American thing. But that's a thing we're talking about, okay? And we're not sucking penises or anything, any other parts of the body, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
So I've got some things here that apparently suck, and we can talk about them if they really do suck. Okay.
Go for it.
The first one, I am a strong believer that this sucks, is when you get your pajama sleeve wet. So your sleeve of your pajamas or of anything is the part that covers your arm.
Yes. Do you know what? I'm with you on that. I wear a lot of cardigans and I get really annoyed when my cardigan sleeves get wet. Because they stick to your wrists and it's there. Oh, it's so annoying.
Exactly, yeah. Any sleeve that gets wet is bad. But if it's a pajama, you're just going to bed and you're just, I don't know, brushing your teeth, you've got your pajamas on, your sleeve gets wet. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, God, yeah.
Do
you know what, though? I quite enjoy the fact that you wear pajamas.
You know what? I didn't wear pyjamas until I met Mrs. Rock and Roll English. And I always just used to wear a T-shirt. Summer, winter, didn't change anything, just a T-shirt. Then she said to me, go on, just try this pyjama. And I said, no, look, I don't want to. I'm too rock and roll. But I tell you, they are bloody comfortable pyjamas. I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah. No, see, I don't wear like proper pyjamas.
Oh,
but I mean, I feel like you're selling it to me right now.
I tell you, I love the winter now. Just there's nothing more cozy than getting into bed with your pyjamas on. Oh God! In fact, let's just stop the podcast now. I'm going to go and put my pyjamas on. Amazing. Oh, I'm really looking forward to going to bed now. But yeah, you get those wet though. Absolute nightmare. That really sucks.
Does it not get a bit hot for your pyjamas in Sicily?
Not in the winter. Not in the winter. It's definitely cold enough for the pyjamas. It's going to be shit in the summer without. I need some light pyjamas for the summer, I think, now. Just so I can keep going with the pyjamas.
Winter and summer wear.
I don't want to get rid of them. I don't want to throw them away. They're so good. So let's move on to the next thing of things that suck, is when you need a wee really, really bad. And you sort of just, you're moving your legs. I don't know if that helps when you really need to go to the toilet and you move your legs. Do you do that?
Yeah, I do jiggle.
Yeah, jiggle. It's rock and roll vocabulary. Just moving to left to right, like we're both doing now, but nobody can see us. That's the problem.
Yeah. I do jiggle a lot, and I also suffer from that a lot. I have had a child, and so when I need to wee, I need to wee.
But what difference does it make if you have a child to needing a wee? Or is this like getting into like some stuff that I don't really want to know?
I think it's probably getting into stuff that you don't really want to know.
Okay, let's stop it there then. Okay, let's talk about pyjamas again. That was a happy conversation. Exactly. I don't want to... This sounds scary, this conversation. Another thing I thought of, though, about needing a wee is sometimes I hold my thing when I need a wee. Just hold it. Just, it might explode. I don't know. So I just like to hold it when I really, really need to go. What do you hold on to? Do you hold anything?
No. You you can squeeze your muscles.
What muscles are we talking about?
Your pelvic floor muscles. So you can kind of like clinch them.
I don't really know what the pelvic ones are. It's somewhere like your stomach, isn't it? Is that right?
No.
Like
it's
sort of
bit further south.
A bit further south. Lovely rock and roll vocabulary there. Further down. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit further down. Get it?
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I've understood.
Yeah.
Another thing that sucks though is a cold shower. What are your thoughts on cold shower? Some people don't mind them.
Hate them. Hate them.
In the summer, I can do it. Okay, but if in the winter, and even in the summer though, when I do it, I think, fuck, I have to do this. I let the water run for a bit. I take a few deep breaths. And then once I get under it, I just make this really girly noise and just sort of go, it's when it goes down your back, isn't it? That's the worst bit.
Yeah, it is really hard. See, I had to have, when we were travelling, me and Mr. Clarification Charlie, I had to have, there was one place when we were in Fiji and it was literally like a kind of, just a tap that you had to shower from, and it was just cold water all the time. And we were there for a few weeks, and that's kind of what we had to basically live from. And I think the worst is when your hair gets really wet, and so your hair gets wet, and it's also got the cold water. So not only is it that cold water at that time, but it's then the cold water within your hair that continually drips down your back. Yeah,
I'm part of the long hair gang as well, so I feel the same pain as the women. Okay, I'm very much in touch with my feminine side. Okay, but
thank you.
Speaking of that though, cold shower, one thing that you don't suffer from, that us men suffer from, once you get cold, the bits down south as shrink, exactly as you said. Shrinkage. So if something shrinks, it gets a lot smaller. Okay. Yes. So just bear that in mind, okay, if you ever need to have a shower. I'm talking to the men here, not you.
Well, yeah, exactly. I have heard a lot of men talk about that because I obviously live on the beach. And so a lot of men go surfing all year round. And there's often chats about how their areas down south move up north.
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. How do you call that? Euphemism there. So euphemism, I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's a bit difficult for me. It's more than 2 syllables. Is when you say something but you mean something else.
Yes.
I hope everybody understood that. But yeah, speaking about that though, what you just mentioned about getting cold at the beach and stuff like this, in Sicily, lots of the boys wear, well, they call it a slip, which is like what we would call swimming trunks, like basically pants, not swimming shorts. You know, generally English boys wear swim shorts, but I noticed lots of people in Sicily like the real pants thing. So you can see almost everything.
Nice.
And some people down the beach, I mean, they must be putting socks down there because it's just not normal. And I'm looking. I'm looking just as much as anyone. I don't care who says they're not looking. I'm looking. And there must be some socks going down there just because it just doesn't make sense. It's crazy. Crazy, especially when it's cold. It's got cold water and then they're coming out with these massive, you know, things down there. So
wow.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
As they get older, they sag a bit more, don't they? So maybe it's just
I don't know.
They're just sagging a bit.
So when something sags, well, we use this for body parts. When you get old, you know, things just sag. More gravity takes place, and they just
they hang down. Slightly.
Down. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so something else that sucks. YouTube adverts. What are your thoughts on those?
Yeah, they are a bit annoying. The thing is, I am not someone that actually watches a lot of YouTube.
Oh my God. That's because I think you live in the UK. If you live abroad like me, you have to watch YouTube. You've got nothing else. You know, what are you going to do when you have breakfast? You've got your iPad out. What are you going to do? Read the news? Fuck off. You're going to watch a video of like a football video from the 90s and you're going to have a great time, basically.
Of course, yeah.
I, though, absolutely fucking hate it. There's nothing worse because they actually make you watch it now. Some of them you can skip after 5 seconds.
Yeah, but some you have to watch like the whole 27 seconds, whatever ridiculous advert it is.
30
and
seconds,
it is
I think.
ridiculous.
Why would an advert be 27 seconds?
Well,
That's a
sometimes
they
are. Sometimes they are.
No, they're always a round number. So a round number is something like 30, 20, 10. Of course, you don't get a 27-second advert. What world are you living in?
I don't know. Sometimes when I look, it says 27 seconds.
I think you're talking absolute rubbish.
Well, maybe I missed the first 3 seconds. I don't know. 27 seconds left.
That sounds like a more reasonable explanation. I think you're too posh to watch like YouTube and stuff like this. You only watch Sky and stuff like this, don't you?
We do have Sky.
All the channels?
No, we don't actually, because we do have sports.
What a hard life that you live, Sky, without all the channels.
I don't have movie channels.
Oh, clarification, Charlie. You poor thing. So notice that I said, you poor thing. Oh, I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah, thanks.
You don't have the movie channels. I have to watch all this shit on YouTube because I can't afford English TV. But yeah, when you have to watch that 30-second video, I just think, is this ever going to end? It's absolute torture. I want to kill myself. Oh my God, 30 seconds. What am I going to do? What am I actually going to do? I have to get my phone out for 10 seconds just because I can't sit there through the whole 30 seconds. Plus the advert can be about anything. Could be the best thing in the world. I'm not interested.
Oh, thing is, we have Sky, which you can record things on. And we also have Netflix that we watch quite a lot of. So when you actually watch real TV and then the advert comes on, and these adverts are 5 minutes, it's just the longest 5 minutes of my life. I basically sometimes give up on shows. So I'm no, I can't do this anymore.
It's just too much.
It is really bad. I should be able to sit for 5 minutes and watch adverts, but I can't.
I'm with you. It's awful. Boredom, though, I don't think exists anymore because you've always got your phone. In the past, I remember when there was a program on and then there were the adverts, I would switch to the music channels to try and avoid this. But now you just get your phone out, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And do you know what? this is really bad. This is really, really bad. But I find I can't just sometimes sit and watch a show properly. Like I've always got like my phone or my iPad in the background that I'm just like looking at bits on. I can't concentrate on just one thing, which is really sad.
What a horrible world we live in.
I know.
What a
it's really
sad life this is.
know.
Moving on though, okay,
Yeah.
moving on to something else brilliant, about something
Brilliant.
else that sucks, kind of connected, is slow internet or computer. Again,
Ugh.
I don't know, you're trying to watch something on your phone and it takes like 10 seconds to load. Fucking hell.
Longest 10 seconds ever.
Exactly. And the worst thing, which seems to happen to me quite a lot, is when someone else wants to show you something on their phone.
Ugh.
So let's call this person Mike. Mike says, I've got a video to show you. I think, look, Mike, I'm not interested. But you have to pretend you are. And then it's taking ages to load. And you're thinking, Mike,
Oh, it's really not worth it, Mike. Give up.
I'm not interested in your video. I don't want to sit here and watch your phone load.
Yeah.
Oh, what, Mike? Just go home.
No, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you on that. But the thing is, we grew up in the time of dial-up internet, didn't we?
Oh.
Do you remember that? And you'd have to you'd click it and it make that like weird like sound. I could almost like sing back the tune that it was like I used to know the tune. You'd be like up and down, like, da-da-da, 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 da. And it was like, yeah, it was just ridiculous.
I think you just got confused with a ringtone there, though. You got confused with the Nokia ringtone. Little bit different, but, you know,
same
kind of area.
Same
Era, yeah, I suppose. Nokia, yeah, 3210. Oh, still think about that now before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Before I go to bed and put my pyjamas on, I always think of the Nokia 3210. So something else that obviously sucks is when you look in the mirror after, I don't know, a bit of time and you notice there's something on your face. Maybe you might even have a bogey just sort of hanging just at the end of your nose. So a bogey is like the stuff that comes from your nose, basically. And you think, why didn't anyone tell me about
Or
this? How long has it been like this?
Something maybe in your teeth, or like for women, if they have like a bit of makeup maybe down their face or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned this once before, actually, but I remember when I was at university once, one of our friends had a bogey hanging from his nose. And we were talking, and then I just said to him at one point, look, just stop, okay? You've got a massive bogey there. I'm telling you this as a mate. We're friends. I'm doing you a favour. Get rid of the bogey.
I feel like I probably know the person that you said that to as well.
I'm 100% sure that you do. So another thing that sucks, which happens to me quite a lot, actually, is I buy something from Amazon, you know, which is great. When the package gets delivered at work, really excited. Nothing more exciting than getting a package. Even when you know what it is, it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, always.
But then you open it and it's shit and you think, oh, fuck. For example, I bought a water bottle the other day from work. I wanted one of those really cool ones. And I got a bit confused with the size. This one's like fucking so big, I have difficulty lifting it. But then I think, can I be bothered to send this back?
No.
It's too much hassle, isn't it? So hassle, too much effort. I need to like repackage it, send it back, send some emails, maybe on the phone. Fuck it, I'll just keep it.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't like to say probably how much money I've spent on things that I probably still have that I should have either returned or was wrong or damaged. It's just too much effort sometimes to sort out the returns.
Exactly. It's just easier just to say yeah.
I'll just live with it. It's fine.
Exactly. Something else that sucks quite a lot, which has happened to me many times actually. You're having a few people around. They bring some beers. The beers are warm, so you think, I just put them in the freezer. Don't forget, okay? Don't forget because they'll explode. Glass bottle in the freezer, it will explode.
Did you forget?
I'm not going to forget. Don't worry. Always forget. I don't think there's been a time when I haven't forgotten about the beers in the freezer. They explode. Everything in the freezer's got fucking
glass,
frozen beer all over the place.
It's a nightmare. Honestly, I do that sometimes with wine and bottles of like Prosecco or whatever it is you're putting in there, and it first you're like, for fuck's sake, why the fuck did I do that?
Prosecco is still really big in England, isn't it? I saw that there's Prosecco on tap in some places now.
Although I actually don't drink a lot of it, really. I've never been a massive fan.
Oh, I had you down as a big Prosecco. You just drink champagne, don't you?
Yeah.
Just like, if it's not champagne, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I drink a lot of gin. I just bloody love gin. Bloody
Isn't
love
gin like the drink that you drink when you're depressed?
Well, supposedly, they call it like mother's ruin. So supposedly it makes people like really sad and cry. But I don't get
Come
sad.
on, clarification, Charlie. Your life's not that bad.
I
Okay?
know.
You know?
Well, I don't get sad on it. I only get happy on it. So for me,
Sure you
it's
do.
a win-win-win.
Sure you do.
Yeah.
Sure you
Yeah.
do. Anyway, I'm going to leave you to drink your gin, and you can have a depressing time. I'm going to have a fucking great time now and put my pajamas on. So,
Oh, nice. Don't forget to take that beer out of the freezer.
exactly. Putting my pajamas on is a party, so I've put a beer in the freezer just to
Oh.
celebrate. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if I forget.
Nice. Well, enjoy that. I'm very jealous of your pajama party.
You should be. Okay, thanks a lot, clarification, Charlie. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye. Okay, so that was me speaking to Clarification Charlie about things that suck. So let's have a look at some of that rock and roll vocabulary. I said it's all part of the thrill. So thrill is like sudden excitement. You know, when it comes to you really quickly, it's like, whoa, what a thrill that was. Wow. Then Clarification Charlie thought things that suck. She thought it was connected to a sexual thing. So I said, you disgust me with your filthy mind. So filthy is another word for dirty, even more than dirty. And if you have a dirty mind, you're one of those people that always thinks about sex. She is terrible. We were talking about getting your pajama sleeve wet. So remember, sleeves are the bits that cover your arms on pajamas, shirts, all of that kind of stuff. But let's just take a moment just to all remember how wonderful pajamas are. Yeah. When I didn't understand where the pelvic was, Clarification Charlie said, it's a bit further south. A lovely term. You probably understand that. South, further down. Notice how it's a much more colourful way to say it. Then we were talking about cold showers, and I said things shrink. So when things shrink, they get smaller. Clothes can get smaller in the washing machine. You put your shirt in there, it comes out smaller. It shrinks. Or your penis can shrink if it's very cold. Clarification Charlie then was talking about things that go south and then go north. And I said that was a brilliant euphemism because I think she was talking about penises, you know, when they get big. Yeah, that kind of thing. But she didn't say it, did she? So when you use other words to say something that is a bit, you know, not very nice, we can call that a euphemism. If I want to tell you, I don't know, two people that we know, you know, our friends, Julie and Paul. You know Julie and Paul? Of course you do. They went out last night and they had sex, but I don't want to say they had sex because that's a bit, you know, a bit vulgar. So I could say to you, let's say they got to know each other very well. That is a euphemism because I don't want to say the actual horrible words, let's say. Then we were talking about things that sag. So when something sags, it starts moving down, let's say. Gravity pulls it down. Women often, I'm not saying always, old women might have things that sag. I don't want to say what, just use your imagination. Things that don't have the nice shape that they did in the past. Happens to men as well, though. You know, men sag as well. It's just part of life, unfortunately. Then when Clarification Charlie said adverts on YouTube of 27 seconds, I said no. They are always round numbers. So a round number is like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 250, things like this. They are round numbers. Then when she said she didn't have the movie channels, I said, you poor thing. Another way to say poor you, basically. It's terrible, isn't it? No movie channels. Mamma mia. Then we were talking about bogies hanging from your nose. So a bogey is like the horrible stuff that comes from your nose. You know, the not very nice stuff. And there's nothing worse than at the end of the day you see it there. It's happened to me many times. Then we were talking about Amazon and when you get something you don't like and you say, it's just too much hassle to send it back. It's too much effort, too many problems. You know, I can't be doing with that. Anyway, that is all of the rock and roll vocabulary for today. I will see you all again next week. But if you want to listen to me every day, I know it's probably not enjoyable, but some people might, then go to rockandrollenglish.com/family and you will get a transcript every day and lots of other things. Go to the website, have a look. You know, it doesn't cost anything to have a look. Doesn't hurt, does it? Have a great week, everyone. Have a great Easter for the people that celebrate Easter. But most importantly, just keep on rocking, baby.
Thanks so much for listening to Rock and Roll English. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit rockandrollenglish.com and facebook.com/rockandrollenglish. We'll catch you next time.